Introducing the Kodak instant camera with a twist. Meet the crank.
Can you feel a brand new day?
Imagine instant pictures with color. Color by Kodak. Just crank, 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 and in minutes you get bright, colorful instant pictures with a textured satin luxe finish. See your photo dealer and shake hands with the crank. The Kodak instant camera with a twist.
Kodak was known as the giant that revolutionized the photography industry. They were hitting a whopping $11 billion annually. Within 8 years after hitting $11 billion, they were down to $812 million. They were forced to file for bankruptcy in 2012. Even though they still are around today, and the time will tell if they would come back or not, something had happened to Kodak in those 8 years. So what had happened to once known one of the most powerful companies in the world? In today's episode, we will discuss rise and fall of Kodak.
Now, here's Harriet.
It's always seemed to me that keeping a family picture record is one of the finest things a mother can do for her family. And with an up-to-date camera by Kodak, it's one of the easiest, too.
And now Kodak invites you to enjoy...
It can be said that from the very start, Kodak was a pioneer in the industry. They introduced innovative products for photographers and filmmakers for well over a century. In 1878, George Eastman, the founder of Kodak, got the world's attention with his gelatin dry plates. This invention replaced the clunky and messy wet plate technology which still prevailed at the time. By 1903, Kodak introduced their non-curling film, which became the standard for all amateur photographers for almost 3 decades. Then, Kodak revolutionized the motion pictures industry with the first microfilm ever on the market, with their 16mm KODACOLOR film. Then, Kodak kept up the technology by introducing their first motion picture film. Many would save their earning, just so that one day they could afford Kodak. By 1976, Kodak had 85% market share in cameras and 90% share in film. Kodak enjoyed their position as industry leaders in their sector for over 1 century. In the early 80s, Sony released their first electronic camera. Digital photography, although it was in its embryonic stages, this technology was showing signs that it would replace film. Kodak had the money and the sales figures on their side. They were hitting $3 billion annually. Digital cameras were becoming popular, and many at Kodak did see the transformation coming. An electrical engineer at Kodak, Steve Sasson, invented a digital camera in 1975 which was patented by Kodak. But it is said that this transformation was happening in the background, as Kodak kept dominating the industry with their films. To put this in perspective, when Steven proposed his idea of going digital, executives at Kodak reportedly told him, "That's cute, but don't tell anyone about it." It took Kodak 3 years to file a patent for Steven's camera. Kodak was bouncing back and forth with film and digital, and by 1984, people switched to Fuji, as they were 20% cheaper from Kodak. Kodak kept up with the film business model and chose to use digital to improve the quality of film by introducing Advantix Preview camera. They spent a good $500 million from this technology. One of the key features of the Advantix system was that it allowed users to preview their shots and indicate how many prints they wanted. The Advantix Preview could do that because it was a digital camera. Yet it still used film and emphasized print, because Kodak was in the film business. Kodak soon knew that this was not their best product. Keeping up with films, they completely missed the rise of digital technologies. People would much rather share pictures than print them. However, it still was not too late. Kodak purchased a photo-sharing site Ophoto in 2001. They could have kept it for what they purchased it for, sharing website. But their love of films was strong. They tried to get people to print digital images using the platform. Despite all their best efforts, Kodak was in trouble in 2008. They continued introducing digital products, but the sales kept on falling. Sony, Canon, and Nikon were way ahead of Kodak by now. By 2012, they had no option but to file for bankruptcy, leaving its legacy and selling off all its patents. Remember Ophoto? That was sold to Shutterfly as part of its bankruptcy for less than $25 million. Kodak missed out on the opportunity on digital landscape, a technology that they were pretty much in the front line of. In some ways, they failed to recognize the power of digital and kept investing in films. They failed in realizing that online photo sharing was the new business, not just a way to expand the printing business. Kodak is still around, and they may come back to what they were in the future, but that's yet to be seen. Until next time, have a good one.